What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, back here with another video for you guys today. So about a week ago, on Tuesday, March 30th, Ark released their 8th ETF in their portfolio, which was the Ark Space Exploration and Innovation ETF, ticker symbol ARKX. So in this video today, we're going to have a look at the different stocks on there. We're going to look at the top 10 holdings. We're going to analyze my thoughts on the stock, a few controversial points about the stock, some stocks you may recognize. We're going to dive into it, whether you should be investing it, whether I'm going to be investing it, all of that kind of stuff. But before we do that, people, please do make sure to drop that thumbs up. It does help with the YouTube algorithm and helping us get in front of more people's eyes. Also make sure to comment, let me know your thoughts on ARKX. Some of you guys out there did ask me about this previously, so after this video, you'll be able to let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys share these videos with your friends. People might be interested in these kind of videos. You never know until you share them. So let's share this video. Lastly, but most importantly, if you are new around here and you like the way I break down stocks, explain news, please do hit the red button below and subscribe to the channel. You'll see many more videos like this, but of course you will not if you do not subscribe to the channel. So make sure you hit the red button below and of course turn the notification bell on. But now for the subject of today's video, ARKX, the new space exploration and innovation ETF. So as I previously mentioned, this is the 8th ETF Cathie has added to her Ark portfolio. And actually this is the first one they've released in 2 years. So this debuted last Tuesday and right now it's sitting at around $21. So a decent price point. So last Tuesday when they IPO'd, on that very first day, they actually took in $281 million on the very first day, which makes them in the top 10 of ETFs from all time. So there's over 2,000 ETFs, and the amount that ARKX took in on the very first day puts them in the top 10 of all those ETFs. So it's pretty incredible. Now ARKX is extremely interesting because, as you guys probably have noticed, space exploration is becoming a lot more popular. You've seen, what Elon Musk is doing with SpaceX. You've seen what Virgin Galactic are doing. You've seen a lot of different things when it comes to space. Now, over the next 5 to 10 years, I think this is an industry which is going to continue growing and quite rapidly at that rate as well. But right now, we're just seeing how things are starting to progress. So we're still in early stages of space exploration and space technology, but this investment fund consists of 39 different stocks, and you might see some surprises there. Now, there was a little bit of controversy when it comes to what stocks are in this investment ETF. You might recognize a few different names there. You've got Alibaba, you've got Amazon, you've got Netflix, you've got JD, you've got Amazon, Honeywell, Deere, Alphabet. You've got a lot of different stocks there. And as you may have noticed, some of these don't actually have anything to do with the space exploration industry. So I'm going to explain a little bit more about those later on. But right now, I want to look at the top 10 holdings of this ETF. So number one, their largest holding is Trimble, ticker symbol TRMB. Number two is Print ETF, a 3D Print ETF, which is ticker symbol PRNT. Now this is really strange to me because this is actually an Ark ETF. So I'm thinking, if you wanted to invest in this ETF, why not just buy the ETF itself? So this ETF is inside the ARKX ETF. So it's a little bit confusing to me why it's actually there. And again, it's already owned by Ark. So, I know the printing game is getting bigger slowly, but when it comes to the top 10 holdings of a space ETF, I did not really expect this one to be there. We'll go back into that later on. Third, they have Kratos, ticker symbol KTOS. Fourth, we have L3 Harris Technologies. Fifth, we have JD.com. Sixth, we have Komatsu. Seventh, Lockheed Martin. Eighth, Iridium. Ninth, Thales. And 10th, Boeing, ticker symbol BA. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of a couple of those stocks, JD.com, Boeing. Also, amongst the 39 holdings, you have, like I mentioned, Amazon, Netflix. You also have Nvidia, Workhorse, Virgin Galactic, ticker symbol SPCE, which I really like, as you guys may know. They have a small holding in there, I think just under 2%. And there are a range of different stocks in this ETF. So when we hear of a space exploration ETF, especially an Ark space exploration ETF, you just probably expect to see kind of, aerospatial companies in the orbital space, but we're seeing stuff like Netflix, we're seeing streaming services, we're seeing all sorts of stuff here, printing ETFs, and you're wondering what's happened. So, from what my readings and what I've seen from the last week over the stock, there's been a little bit of, I'd say, not outrage, but controversy, confusion about why these stocks are actually in this ETF. So here are my thoughts on it. I honestly think that right now, Cathie is just trying to build up capital and adding stocks which she believes in long term, so mostly value stocks, just during this correction right now. And I feel like as the correction pans out and as we get closer to normality again in the stock market and the correction ends, you're going to start seeing some reshuffling going on. That's honestly what I believe, because I do not see how a Netflix would be in this space exploration ETF. I do not see how an Alibaba or Amazon should be in this ETF. And like when you look at the top 10 holdings, which I showed you, it's like you get confused even more. So again, it's a bit strange, but let me tell you this. No matter what Cathie is doing, right now, if you want to find a way to invest in a Netflix or an Amazon or an Alibaba, you can actually invest in ARKX because obviously it consists of the stocks I just mentioned. So for $20, $21 per share, you can use ARKX to invest in a Netflix or an Alibaba or an Amazon or any of those value stocks because obviously going out and buying a single share of Netflix is a lot more expensive. Going out and buying a single share of Amazon is way more expensive. So you can use ARKX in a way to invest in these stocks. But obviously that's not the main goal of this ETF. Again, it's space exploration. So going forward, I think we'll see a lot more reshuffling in this investment fund. Now, there's another thing I want to point out. Right now, it's just come out. It's been out there a week. There can be reshuffling done and we are in a market correction. You have to remember that. ARK ETFs usually are about what they say they are. And when it comes to space exploration, I'm going to repeat it. You need to understand that a lot of the 39 stocks in this space exploration ETF have nothing to do with space. Let's just put it that way. I'll put it out there. They have nothing to do with space. But if you want to invest in an ETF which has a diversification of different stocks, an ETF which still has huge growth potential going forward, then this is probably something for you. It's an interesting portfolio, especially as space exploration continues to grow over the next 5-10 years. And again, you guys have seen it now. A lot of the big high value tech stocks are in this ETF, so you're going to get a good value for your money, I feel, even though they're not directly space related. So if you were to invest in a stock, you're probably investing it because you like the overall stocks in there, not because you're at this moment particularly focused on space exploration, innovation, any of that sort of stuff. Again, I feel like she's put a lot of stocks she mostly believes in right now for the future, regardless of what industry they're in. And I think that's why a lot of people are confused, but they don't really see what she's doing. But I think I see what she's doing here. Obviously I don't know 100%, but I think that's what she's doing, buying stocks which are high value, buying stocks which she knows, which she believes in, which she trusts, at least for the beginning, in the meantime, when it comes to this stock. So should I invest in it? Would I invest in it? Should anybody invest in it? Why would anybody invest in it? Well, for this stock, this ETF, if you're looking for diversification across an industry which is tech related, which is space related, and you can diversify your position over the next 5 to 10 years, monitor your position closely while still getting the best value, then this is probably an ETF that you would invest in. Again, at $21 per share, it's a decent price right now, of course. Who's to say what price it will be in 2 years, 5 years? But when it comes to the rest of the ARK, the other 7 ARK ETFs, I see that these continue to grow. Right now, my favorite ARK ETF, which is the ARK Innovation ETF, ticker symbol ARKK, is sitting at around $123. Now, when we look at the next 5 to 10 years minimum, I do see an ETF like ARKX reaching that kind of levels. Again, I can't predict the price points, but I'm just saying, my favorite ETF, my favorite ARK ETF, which is ARKK, is at that levels right now, $123. I still think this one is actually undervalued right now, and due to the recent sell-off, that might be why the price is sitting there. But that's maybe a video for another day. But ARKX is a space exploration ETF, and going forward, 5 years down the line, 7 years down the line, you're probably going to see more space-related stocks. There are a lot of companies out there which are still private right now, and once they're publicly owned and they IPO, you might see them get added to this ETF. Once again, if you're looking to invest in tech and space, then this is probably an ETF for you. If you're looking purely to invest in space, there are a couple other space ETFs out there, maybe well less known, but you can find them. But ARKX right now, let's be honest, is not particularly specified on space. But space exploration technology is getting bigger. I do not see it slowing down over the next 5 years or so. So going forward, it'll be interesting to see what stocks end up being involved in this ETF and what kind of stocks Cathie decides to add. But apart from that, people, I hope you guys enjoyed a little insight into ARKX ETF today. Hope you guys did understand, what I was talking about. I hope you guys are less confused now. Hopefully you are, but who knows? It is a confusing ETF. I understand that. Space and tech, that's what you need to remember right now. So don't be too focused on the actual space stocks. Just remember that there's a 3D print ETF in there. You've got random stocks in there like Netflix. You've got JD.com. You've got all sorts of there. But as always, people, make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, do it for the algorithm. Drop the thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. Check out all those links in the description. The first link in the description is a stock option starter pack. Please go check that out. That's more related to actually buying and selling stock options, not long-term holds like this, what I talked about in this video. Also, please check out the Discord. We talk about stocks in there all day long. Feel free to send me a DM, ask me any questions on social media, wherever. That's all good. But that's it for today's video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I got into making. You got stocks to be researching. See you guys next time for another video. Peace. Game over.